Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to our new day of 21 days front-end interview challenge. So, I am the host and interviewer today, and I am here with my amazing candidates, Mahin, Supriya, and Amit. And today, the topic of the interview is HTML, CSS, like basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Like it is a mixture of all the things we have learned till now. And as I am the interviewer, so I am going to ask questions, and they are going to give answers. So I have two type of questions. First of all, they are theoretical questions. Then there are some practical questions also, like coding questions also. So I want to start with Mahin first. Let's jump onto it. So Mahin, your question is, what are the new semantic elements introduced in HTML5?
Semantic element introduced in HTML5. So maybe it is span tag. If I say honestly, I don't know.
Okay. You can guess something? What? Okay, just forgot. What are semantic tags in HTML? Semantic tags.
No,
Can you
I
give some
don't learn.
examples and other things? Some examples
I
of.
don't know.
Okay. No issues. So semantics, I will tell you later. Okay. So now the second question is for Supriya. Supriya, your question is explain the difference between margin and padding in CSS.
Okay. So margin and padding are the properties of our CSS. Yes, and it can be used in different circumstances. The very first difference is this, that whenever you declare a div and inside it there are childs, and if you want to if you want that the child should be in the spaces, they should not be attached to each other, then you are going to give them margin because you want the outer space. Margin is used to apply the space when you want to apply it outer space. Padding is somewhat when you want to apply the spaces inside the boxes, like inside those child boxes there is written something h1 or h2, and you want that h1 should not be like h1 should not be aligned to left, you want to give it some padding, then definitely you have to give the padding and it will require the space inside the boxes. And if you want to give the outside space, then you have to apply the margin. So this is the basic difference between margin and padding. Yeah.
Okay. So that was a right answer from Supriya. Now I want Amit. Amit, your question is, what is the box model in CSS and how does it work?
Okay, so box model is a concept in HTML and CSS. Basically, it defines as we can consider it as a box, and it consists of a lot of properties. Like we have padding in there, we have margin, and we have the content. So box model is a representation where we consider all these things. Margin is the space outside of the box, and padding is the space between the content and the box, and yeah, all of that. And yeah, it is basically the concept which helps us to visualize the layout whenever we are eager to add padding and margin.
Okay. So can you tell me any other thing like from margin padding which is included in box sizing? Like, box model, which is included in that?
There is margin, there is padding, and there is content. And I'm not aware of
any other element that we can manipulate in box model.
Any other property?
Any other like margin or padding, something like that. So is there any other property?
Currently, I'm aware of only margin and padding.
Okay, I will tell you, it is border. We also
Okay.
give border.
Yes.
Okay. So next question is for Mahin. Mahin, your question is, explain the difference between position relative, position absolute, and position fixed. What's the difference between these three things?
Okay, so difference between position relative, absolute, and fixed. Okay, so position relative, basically I have a div and I want to change the position that particular div related to that position only. So I give a left, I give a a left 10, so it will be gone like a left 10 pixel from that particular position, and means related to that position only, means the element position. But if I talk about the absolute, so absolute is related to parent. It goes to it changes its position related to its parent only. And the fix is, if I write like a fix, use a property fix, so it will not change it it position like it leave a fixed only. So this is what difference.
Okay. Now the next question is for Supriya. Supriya, your question is, what is the importance of Z-index property in CSS?
Okay, so basically, I don't have the proper knowledge about it, but I can tell you one thing, that Z-index is important because sometimes when you want your elements to be rendered over any other element, then you are expected to use Z-index, because if your Z-index is higher, then definitely whatever elements Z-index is higher, then that element will be displayed over any other element. So this is why Z-index is important. It can be used in various circumstances when you want to give a drop down list, and your drop down list is expected to be displayed over the web page, then definitely there is somewhat Z index important, and you can apply it to display your drop down list over the web page. So this is the Z.
Okay. Next question is for Amit. Amit, your question is, what is the difference between display block, display inline, and display inline block in these three things?
Okay. So these are basically the display properties of any element. Let's say you have any element in HTML. So it basically goes up according to its default property. Every element has their default property, like the block property. But if you want to have a specific layout where you want to override that default property, then you apply these properties like inline. If you add any inline property to any element, then it basically takes the width according to its own width, like the original width. And if you apply the display block, then obviously it's gonna block the whole width. It's not gonna, the other element will start from the next line. And a display inline block is basically what did I say? Inline and block. Yeah, these are the two properties, I guess.
Okay, so you are not clear with the third property, inline block. Okay, I will tell you later. Next question is for Mahin. Mahin, your question is, what is the basic difference between local storage and sessional storage in JavaScript?
So this is what is the basic storage between local storage and season storage, you mean? Okay, so local storage is like when we store any data in local storage, so it will be saved there. Like if I close that window, like that particular website, so it will stored when I come back on that website. But in season storage, when we store something when the website is running, and after when we close that particular website, so the data which are stored in season storage, it will also go on. So this is what difference between local storage and season storage.
Okay. Can you tell me any other storage other than local storage and sessional storage which is present in like a browser?
No, I just know two storage.
There is cache storage.
What?
Okay.
Which?
Cache storage.
Cache storage. Okay.
You can read about it later. Now, the next question is for Supriya. Supriya, your question is, what is the difference between button, input type button, and input type submit in these three things?
Input tag button.
Input type button.
Okay.
Button, simple button tag. Then there is input type button. Like in input, we give the type button. And then there is also input in which we give type submit. So what are the basic difference in these three things?
Okay. So input gives you the elements which can be helpful in using forms of our HTML and CSS. So when you are typing input submit, then it will throw you a button which is already written a submit over it. It is useful because you can directly write a function on that input. You don't have to give any other element like on click or anything. It can be directly targeted with help of functions name. Okay, but when you are writing a simple button tag, then definitely you have to apply on click. Then you can apply a function on that click, and after declaring the function of on click, you have to write the function as it is. But in input type submit, you don't have to declare on click and then function and then again function, then the whole code. You don't have to do that. You can simply target input type submit and you can write the functions over there. So this is the basic difference. And what else? What was the third question?
Input type submit and input type button and button, simple button. So these are three things.
Okay. So yeah, I have told you about button and input type submit. And
Input
And
type
what
button. Input
input
type button.
type button.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the third one, I don't have the correct knowledge, like input type button. I haven't used till now. So
Okay. So input type button, just what it basically do, it just convert that input into a button. Simple.
okay.
Okay. Now the next question is for Amit. Amit, your question is explain the CSS specificity hierarchy and how it affects the style preference.
Okay. So every selector in CSS has some priority. So the power that whatever power it has to override the other properties is called the specificity score, we can say. So every selector like class ID or any child selector or any combinator, everything has their own specificity score. So if I talk about the hierarchy, then the inline styles that we are giving onto the DOM itself has the uppermost priority. It can override any style sheet, any styling. If you have any style sheet, external style sheet, then it has the power to override everything. So it has the most priority. Then comes the style sheet. If you go to style sheet, then you have multiple selectors. Among from them, you have ID, which is after the inline styles. ID has the greatest priority. After that, we have classes, and then we have the classes have all other classes, and then the pseudo classes as well. So then after that, you have the tags, and after that you have selectors like sibling selectors and all. And the minimum specificity score is stands for the universal selector, which has only one, I guess. So these were the hierarchy.
Okay, can you tell me the score? What are the scores?
Okay, I might be wrong, so it is just a guess.
Guess it.
So ID has the strongest score. It has, I guess,
Inline,
1000.
inline. First of all, inline. What score is the inline?
Inline styling, I'm not aware of that. I just know about the classes and IDs and
Okay,
tags.
okay. Tell me.
Yeah. So IDs has the greatest most, which is I guess 1000, and then the classes has 100, and then all the tags has 10, and the selectors and that universal selector has only one.
Okay. So you are a bit confused, but you can read about it later. Now, next question is for no. The questions are questions are completed. Now it's time for coding outputs, like coding problems, and I will give you some coding problems. Just open your VS Code. You can use your VS Code for this. Just stop the recording first, mine. Stop it. Okay, so mine, are you ready with your VS Code?
Yes.
Just share your screen and open your VS Code.
Okay. Which file
Okay, so
I need to create?
you
HTML
can
or
create
JS?
it in HTML only. HTML.
Okay.
Index.html. Okay. Just open one HTML tag. Okay. With the same name. Acha, okay. Just give the boilerplate plate to it. And have you like close your AI which you used in your VS Code? Please first of all turn it off.
What?
Your AI which you used, like extension which you used.
No, this is not AI. This is
Extension, something like that. Na jo
I don't
you
know
use.
where is it.
First of all, close it. Okay.
pause the recording.
Pause the recording first. Auto import. Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
Mahin, you have a simple task. You have to create a toggle button with the help of JavaScript and HTML. In
Toggle
like,
button.
this,
Okay.
toggle button. Yes.
Button.
Pause the recording
Okay.
first. Then you can create it.
Okay.
And you have time of 5 minutes, I think. So okay. Okay, so Mahin, I think you are not able to complete the toggle button. So you can explain yourself. Whatever you
I thought
want.
maybe the toggle button, because in React we do like on click just make the background white or black. That's why I do like this thing. But I don't understand your concept. Just toggle.
Okay.
I
So
have
you
not created
you
this.
can
Okay.
You can practice it later. Okay.
Yes, yes.
You can practice it later.
You can teach me.
Now it's the time for our Supriya. Supriya, your question, like you have 2-3 options I will give you. First of all, the first option is like you can create a toggle as Mahin. If Mahin is not able to, you can create a toggle. Then second of all, your second option is you have to create the functionality of last index of property, you know, like with the help of function only. Like you don't have to use like how you create it. You can create it last index of property in JavaScript. And your third question is you can simply make a simple drop down list. Simple drop down list. You can add one tag, and for that you can give a drop down simply.
Okay. I'll go with the
you want to choose. What you want to
third
choose?
Third one. Drop down.
Third one. Okay. Let's go for the drop down. First of all, share your screen.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please. Let's stop the recording, Mahi.
Please enable me.
Yeah,
That's why I'm not able.
Okay,
Do I pause or?
Please stop the recording.
Yes, please
Host?
stop the recording, Mahi.
Okay.
Okay, so our talented candidate Supriya has done with her drop down menu, and you can see what she made. She made a select tag, and inside that she gave a drop down. So Supriya, you got a marks according to that only. Okay.
Can I explain? Can I explain?
There is nothing to explain in it. Just a simple
No,
select
just
tag.
wait. Just give me a chance to explain. See,
Okay.
you asked me to create a drop down using HTML.
I ask you a proper drop down menu which we use in a nav bar.
Wait, let me finish.
Yeah.
You didn't. Firstly, you didn't said that you have to. I mean, you want the code that can be used in website. So, firstly, let me tell you one thing. The select tag is very helpful to create the drop down list in minimum time. You can create multiple options. I have just created 4. And that arrow can also be removed, and it can also be changed when you hover it. Then the whole drop down can be displayed. It can be used.
You can do that. If you can.
See.
If you can, then I will give you marks.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. That arrow can be given a code like transition none or something like that. I don't have the proper code, but I know that arrow can be removed because this thing was told by my Sanjay sir IEA. So he removed that particular arrow and he made the drop down like that only. So it is the minimized code to create any drop down firstly, and secondly the drop down whichever you were asking, but I thought that it will take time, so I didn't create that. I'm really sorry for it.
Okay, no problem. Now we go on the next candidate of us, Amit. So Amit is on her, like on his like he's on his phone. Okay, but you can't do the coding from phone only. It is not possible if I give you screen share.
Yes. I will be able to.
I will be able to what?
I can demonstrate the code, and like anybody can code on my behalf.
Or I have a question for you. You can give the simple answer of that question.
Yeah, we can do that as well. Just finish it.
Okay, so your question is, Amit, the final question from Amit and final question of this meet is, what is event loops in JavaScript and how does it work? Like you have to like explain the proper functionality of JavaScript event loops, how it is working.
Okay.
Not Supriya, you have done. Please.
Yeah.
Now.
So event loop in JavaScript is basically a concept. It isn't a code or a program. It's just a concept. So what it does is event loop can be considered or can be visualized as a mechanism to handle the response request cycle. Let's say we have one client side program or app which continuously sending request either synchronous request or any kind of request. So what event loop does is it basically handles those requests and it manages those requests so that every request can be fulfilled in a particular time, or we can say in appropriate time. Since every request has specific time, like let's say one request can be fulfilled in 1 second, or maybe it can take time. So maybe in that thing, the backend can cannot fulfill those requests. So to handle that problem, we introduced event loop. So event loop basically is a mechanism which handles those things. It is situated in the backend itself, and it takes those fetch requests or any kind of request, and it arranges them, it orders them, and then it fulfills them one by one, and then it sends back the response to the client server. So that's all what event loop is, and it handles the request only.
Okay. Okay, I understand. So can you tell me, like, you can explain me with the example, like there is we are giving what we can say. Stop the recording first.
Nice.
Okay, Amit. So what I want to ask from you is that, like, you have to give the proper functionality of event loop, like the data is going in call stack, then how it is going to web API, then how it is going to callback queues, and like what is the work of event loop in this, like how it is working. So I want that explanation from you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So all the promises, I mean, fetch requests are of different kinds. Like we can request in callback queue, callback functions, and using web APIs, and using promises. So what it does is it takes all those requests. Since the request natures are very different, so though event loop, what it does is it takes those requests and it categorizes them. I mean, all the web APIs, like set timeout is a web API, so it takes the set timeout functions and puts it in the web API section, and it takes all the callback function and puts it in the callback queue. And all the promises are also web APIs, so that will go to web API. And then when it starts to execute them, then now every request has their priorities. So event loop makes sure that the first priority goes to web API only. So it first tries to call the function from web API, and it puts it into the call stack, and then those functions got called first. When event loop sees that callback is now empty and all the web APIs are solved now, all the requests are sent, then it takes the functions from callback queues, and then all the callback queues functions got dumped onto the call stack, and then it executes them one by one. So that's how it handles. I mean, this is a very good example of how it handles the request visually. So yeah, this was all about event loop.
I have one more little question. Like, if there are three different functions with different timeouts, like different set timeouts. First of all, there is like 5 seconds, then 4 seconds, then 3 seconds. Okay, these are three different set timeouts functions. Now, according to you, but there is also one simple console log. Okay, then according to you, what is the nature of the thing? Like, what is the first thing that gonna console? Then what is the second thing? What is the third thing? What is the first thing that goes in web API? What is the first thing that goes in queues? So can you explain that?
Yeah, good question. So since set timeout, as I already told, that set timeout is a web API. So all the set timeout, according to their time, goes to web API only. Web API, the role of web API is to just hold the function for that duration. Let's say you have 3 functions for 2 seconds, 4 seconds, and 6 seconds. So they will go to web API at the same time, but web API will hold those functions for that moment of time. So the function which was only for 2 seconds, so that function, after web API sees that 2 seconds are done, it will put that function onto the call stack, and that function will get executed. Same for the other two functions.
Not in call stack. There is some mistake. First of all, it says that it is 2 seconds. It will take it to callback queues in horizontal way. Like the first thing which is completed, then it goes to callback queue. Then other thing, then these all things are come in callback queues. Then it will go to call stack when all the tasks are completed. That's the mistake. Your answer is correct.
Yeah,
answer is correct. I'm satisfied. Okay, so now this is the end of our meet. Thank you so much for stay connecting with us, and like, comment, share it, and please follow us on LinkedIn, and subscribe the channel of the channel also. And you can like, comment, you can say good things about me if you like anything in me. You can say good things in Mahin if you like anything in Mahin, and same for Supriya and Amit. You can comment, you can show your love to us, and I think we're gonna meet soon again with a new name. It is not the end of the challenge, so we're gonna meet soon with this same challenge only. So bye bye, take care, good night, and stay healthy.